Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to another movie review from your boy GorTheMovieGod. That's me. Hello, hi. And I just got back from seeing the fourth movie in the Purge franchise. This one's called The Foist Purge. Yes, that's right. It is an origin story about how the Purge became a thing. If you don't know the Purge, it's a thing where the government tells everybody, you know, for 12 hours from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I don't remember. I think it's 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. You could just kill people. Just go around, murder, you know, do whatever. Murder, steal shit, murder, sex. You do it on the street, bang. Whatever you want to do. Murder. If you want to murder, you should murder. The government really wants you to murder. Because this is all about overpopulation and shit like that. They just want people to murder so we can bring the population down a little bit. You know, there's a lot of people. We need to make them not so many anymore because we need to condense. Alright, that's the whole reason why this Purge thing is here. And I got that immediately from the first movie, but I guess some people didn't understand that from the 3 movies that already came out, so they needed a prequel. So here we go. Here's the prequel everybody's been waiting for. Everybody's like, what the fuck? Why the Purge? I don't get it. Now here it is. The Purge gets its prequel with the Foist Purge, and yes, I'm going to keep calling it that. I don't care. But why? Because I'm an asshole. That's me. I like to say stupid shit. Now, I'm not going to lie. I actually do have a good time with these movies. So I was kind of looking forward to this one, even though I was not feeling the trailer whatsoever. Every time my theater had that trailer attached to it, I zoned out. I was like, this is the most generic, boring fucking trailer I think I've ever seen. But it's another Purge. Like, it just looks like another one. It doesn't look any different. So when I went into this movie, I wasn't expecting, you know, like a great Purge movie, but I was expecting at least a good time. You know, just all the greatest hits you've come to expect from this franchise. You know, creepy dudes in masks. There's gonna be a gang of people. There's gonna be probably one shot of some dude strapped to a motorcycle as the motorcycle's driving away. He's getting like dragged with it. Like, I feel like that's a shot in every Purge movie. I could be wrong. I'm sorry. The Purge movies. I said it wrong. So I was expecting just another one, and that's pretty much what we get. Like, about 30 minutes into this movie, when it gets to the actual Purge, it is just what you would expect. Except one thing I actually really enjoyed about this movie is that the first 30 minutes actually sets it up pretty well. For this franchise, at least. They actually take their time to show off the characters. You have this one character named Dimitri, who's like, I guess, kind of like a drug kingpin or whatever. He's supposed to be like this big hotshot in Staten Island. He's the guy everybody goes to if they want to get drugs, but if they also want to be protected, or they just look up to this guy. So he's like this big hotshot, and he has a girlfriend who's kind of an activist, and she is really not with this whole Purge thing because this is the first time the Purge was a thing. Obviously, the first Purge, the Foist Purge, and I'm a dickhead. I don't know what to say, but this movie does a good job of explaining both sides. You know, like, oh, he's, you know, he has to do what he has to do. He had no choice. I think they talk about him being like ex-military, something like that. Like, I mean, the shit he does in this movie, like, he has to be like, to be honest, he has to be like Agent 47 or some shit, because he's breaking motherfuckers' necks. He's just destroying people. He's doing like tricks with his guns that would make John Wick blush. Like, he was doing shit in the later half of this movie. I was just like, God damn, this guy's cool. Him and Frank Grillo should team up in a future Purge movie. That would be awesome. I would love to see that. If that next one teams up that guy with Frank Grillo, Dimitri and Frank Grillo's character, I forgot his name. I think his name was like Leo, right? I think it was Leo. So anyway, you have those two teaming up. I would love to see that. But they actually do a good job of actually showing both sides. You know, the activist side and the people that are just trying to make their own life in Staten Island, even though, you know, cops and everybody else is kind of looking down on people like them. So I thought it was a really good first 30 minutes. I actually really enjoyed that, and it was actually setting up pretty well. You have Marissa Tomei talking about, like, this experiment, we're gonna do an experiment, we're gonna make people, well, not make people, we're gonna let people, like, wear these eye contact lenses that are cameras that we could watch them, like, do all this Purge shit. I don't know, they don't really explain I mean, they do explain, but they don't really, they don't give much of a reason why they have to have these cameras in their eyes. Like, to see what they're doing, sure, but they also have all these drones in the sky. Like, there's like no reason to have a first-person perspective for all these killings and stuff like that. So, especially when there's like drones everywhere. I don't know. I just thought it was a little you know, unneeded, but whatever. So they have all this stuff. So they actually build up this first purge, or the first purge, sorry. Rather well. And then when it gets to the purge, it is immediate. Like, it's like, it does the chime. It's like, the first purge will now commence. Go out there and murder people, sons. And immediately, someone walks out of their apartment complex, and there's two older women with a shopping cart filled with stuffed toys, and they're going, just like speeding past the guy that got out of the apartment. He's just like, what the fuck? And everybody turns insane. Even before that, there's a character named Skeletor, who's like this messed up looking dude. He has like all these like, it looked like, I couldn't tell, like, I think just scars on his face that he self-inflicted to himself, and he has, like, these messed up teeth. He's a scary-looking dude, and the entire time before the purge, he's doing heinous shit. He's cutting people. He's just scaring the shit out of people. He's just terrifying. So after the purge happens, and he has a reason to murder people, we follow him for, like, a good, like, 5 minutes where he's just, like, murdering people. He's murdering people at ATM. He's murdering people at parties, because the whole thing about this movie is that it does a really good job of just showing that not everybody's gonna just go around and murder people. When the purge first happens, most people just have parties and are doing like basic crime shit, you know, like looting stores and stuff. They're not murdering people immediately. But then the government sees this and like, oh, we need this to work. So they actually use. They're using like shady tactics to make this work. So they're like bringing in mercenaries and soldiers into into Staten Island, because this whole thing is set in Staten Island. It's only this one place, Staten Island in New York, New York City, and so we have this whole place just like surrounded pretty much by soldiers and mercenaries, and everybody's just like trying to get along and stuff pretty much, and just going to parties and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's other people going around like Skeletor murdering people, but we don't see too much of that until those mercenaries and stuff go in there, because the government needs this to work. They need to cut down on people. So you just see all these mercenaries going around murdering people, like entire apartment complexes. I don't even see how this would work, how this would make sense in the story, and how like these new founding fathers, or whatever they call them, even stay in control. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me, but it's fun to watch, I guess. I mean, maybe not fun to watch innocent people getting mowed down, but it's fun to watch these bad guys getting mowed down. And that's where you have Dimitri, played by Yanal Noah? Yeah. Alright, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Yalan Noel, I think. Who is really damn good in this. Not only does he do a great job with the action, but he's actually a pretty good actor. He's actually performing the lines well. He's going in there. He's murdering dudes. He's doing everything that I want. And there's even a couple really cool action set pieces. There's one involving stairs, which reminded me kind of like of the Daredevil Season 2 fight scene, that one long tracking shot. And here it's not quite a tracking shot. They try, but you can tell there's cuts. Like, there's even some obvious cuts. Like, they just like straight up jump cut. But they try, and there's like big pieces where it's just like a long tracking shot of him murdering dudes and like fighting off people. He's breaking necks and stuff. He's doing shit that would like Agent 47 would do from the Hitman games. And it's a lot of fun to watch him do that. He's a really good actor, and he's a really good action star. I would love to see him in more stuff. And I'm surprised I haven't seen him before, because he just seems like he's a talented actor that can really fuck people up. Like, really. So yeah, like I said, right when the purge in the movie actually starts, it goes from 0 to 100 like that. Like, I can't snap my finger. Wait, hold on. That's a little better. But it's quick. It's like immediate. Like, it's not even done doing the whole like dong dong thing to warn everybody the purge started. It's literally right off the bat. Everything's fucked up. Like I said, you have those two old women with the shopping cart. But not only that, you have just people just inside their buildings, and those contact lenses that I was talking about before with the camera inside them glow blue. So you see these people in their own houses just like looking outside, and you just see these eyes, and they're just like tapping on their own windows and stuff. It's just weird shit that I was just like, there's no way everybody would act like this. And they make it seem like this, in the entirety of Staten Island is filled with like the craziest Shutter Island motherfucking mental asylum people out there. Skeletor is like the prime example. Skeletor somehow is just a guy that I guess could roam free, because in the beginning, like I said, he's just going around doing shit, and this character is just roaming around like it's okay. Like he looks evil. He's got scars everywhere, and he's just roaming around. And I'm just like, he even shows up in like a government building in the beginning of the movie where he's like actually getting interviewed to see if he, you know, if he qualifies for having the Purge eye contact lenses and stuff. And he's just in this government office. He's just like, yeah, man, I just want to kill, I want to purge, I want to smoke crack. Like, it's so over the top. I'm just like, how the fuck is he? I mean, it makes sense in this world because, you know, the government wants people like that to go out and murder people. But like, even before that, like, before the nation started to collapse, how was he around? How did he just make it without someone shooting that motherfucker in the head or arresting him or something? I don't even know. But I'm okay with it. I don't really give a shit. I know I'm talking about it so much, but it's just like there's little things in in this world, this Purge universe, that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. But you know what? Whatever. I go into these movies expecting dumb shit, just people wigging out in front of camera with masks on, going, and then a lot of violence, and that's pretty much what you get here. There's a lot of fun moments. There definitely is. I don't want to spoil them, but like I said, Dimitri, the character Dimitri, is a really cool, badass action star. He's actually not just like a silent type, like, you know, protagonist, kind of like Frank Grillo was. He's actually, you know, he's more animated. He has his own crew that he, you know, you feel like kind of like a family bond with some of them, which is, you know, good. And he's a, you know, he's a good actor, man. So I like following him around. Everybody else is really good too, actually. There's this one character that the girlfriend character's friends with, and she's pretty hilarious. There's one part where she's killing someone, and she just keeps fucking stabbing this one dude in the throat, and I was just like, God damn. It's like, all right. And she has some pretty funny lines. Yeah, so the characters, while a lot of the side characters are definitely forgettable, they are you can enjoy watching them. You know, so yeah, I have no problems with anything in this movie, really. Like, I could say it's stupid, it's dumb, it doesn't take itself too seriously, and then there's times where it does. Like in the first 30 minutes, it takes itself seriously, and then when it gets to the Purge, it just goes from 0 on the silliness scale to 100 in a second. Again, I can't snap my finger. Wait, there you go. I did it. It does, but it feels like it's a very jarring transition, but it's not a bad transition where it like transitions to something that's bad now. Like, oh, this is so stupid. It's fun. It's fun. The first 30 minutes were really good and set it up really well. And then the last hour is just goofy shit, but I enjoyed it. I don't know. Does that make sense? You know, the first 30 minutes set up something that could be really, really interesting and actually horrifying. And then the last hour, when it transitions to that, isn't exactly that, but it's still fun on its own. You know what I mean? It's still fun. I don't have any problems when it comes to, like, being bored or disliking characters or something like that. If I had anything to say, I guess a little on the nose with some of the Trump stuff. I will say that there's some stuff here that's like really obvious. Obviously, they're referencing Trump at a few points here, but it's obvious, and it's obvious, but it's not taking away from the fun of the movie. You know, it's not like they're stopping for 5 minutes to shit on Trump or whatever. It's just, you know, it's little references and little things that, you know, were, I don't know, funny, I guess. I didn't laugh, but I could see people thinking it was funny. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed the first Purge. I'm sorry, the first Purge. And it was a fun film. Don't go in expecting anything, you know, great when it comes to social commentary or anything like that. The first 30 minutes does a good job, and it doesn't even feel like a Purge movie at first. It actually feels like it's like not a documentary or anything like that, but it feels like it's like a political thriller with a little bit of, like, unrealistic stuff, like the whole Purge thing. That's unrealistic, but it does feel like it's actually a thriller at first. Like, all right, we have to get home, we have to do this, we have to do that, you know. But it transitions pretty quick to some schlocky shit. But it was fun. It was fun schlock. I like schlock. I like schlock. So I would give it if I had to give it a score from my rating scale, which is 0 to 40, I'd probably give it a 24 out of 40. It's a fun time. Is it great? No, it's pretty stupid. It's pretty dumb. It's a Purge film. Yeah, it's exactly what you would expect. And, yeah. I mean, I would have liked it if it did stick with that 30 minutes of what it was doing, but it didn't. And what they gave me was fun enough, so I was like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's another Purge film. I'm good with it. Yeah, and yeah, you have a pretty good badass action star. Dimitri is pretty cool. He's pretty cool. I like him. So, or Yolan Noel, I should say. That's the actor's name. So, great stuff for all you Purge fans. If you like the Purge, it's great stuff. If you don't, then you might as well just stay away because it's more Purge. That's it. Thank you. Until next time, of course, goodbye.